I meditate every day. I meditate every day, and I do it in the mornings, and I do it for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I think it's important because it sets me up for the rest of the day. You know, it helps me. It's like having an anchor. You know, if I don't do it, I feel like I'm constantly chasing the day, as opposed to being able to be controlled and dictate the day. Not that you're, you know, calling the shots on what comes forward, but the fact that I am set and ready for whatever may come my way. You know, I have a calmness about whatever comes my way and a poise. And that comes from starting the morning off with meditation. For me, it's really just listening to my inner self. That's basically it. Like you sit in silence and you just allow these thoughts to come forward, and you get a chance to observe the self and things that may be lying beneath the surface that if you don't have that time to sit quietly on your own, you'll never pay attention to. Because if you think about it, like, the reality is we're paying attention to so many things that are going on around us. We're constantly taking selfies, we're constantly taking pictures to post on Instagram and all these other things, and we're constantly observing everything that's around us, but we don't take the time to really observe what's going on inside of ourselves. And that's what meditation is for me.
The truth is that we can all, at any stage in our life, create a life of no regrets. There's no limits, there's no impossibility, there's no stopping point. There's not a point where from that point onwards, you don't have a chance. You always, always, always have a chance. Regret has some really important roles. The first one is that it helps us make sense of the world from our perspective for one of the first times. See, most of us have spent our lives learning what's important to us based on maybe what families taught, what communities taught, what parents taught, what education taught, whatever it is. When you start regretting something, when you think you did something wrong, when you start thinking that I could have done something differently, you're making sense of the world from your perspective. It's crazy how powerful this is, right? You're starting to make sense of the world from your perspective. The second thing is, it allows you to avoid future negative behavior.
Take a look at, rather than designing realistic goals, is how can you design the most inspiring schedule for your day and your week so that you're optimizing who you are and what you can contribute to this world. And I can tell you that one of the biggest differences that I made that allowed me to create the results that I'm really proud of is designing my day with intention and being really, really clear about when I'm going to bed and when I'm waking up. You know, computers are made to run non-stop, right? We can turn them on, we can hammer away all day with not taking a break, and pretty much they're gonna keep running day after day because they're a machine. But we humans are built differently. And if we don't architect our day in the right way, if we don't build in rest, exercise, hydration, give ourselves free open space, white space, just to dream or to think or to play, we are gonna put ourselves in that position where burnout is a real thing, and then it's gonna put us so far back that it's gonna take 10 times more to even just get back to base zero, nevertheless reaching our biggest dream.
Challenges are what really grow us. You know, your life is a great story. You know, every person's life is a story. And the question is, some people's story is a warning, some people's story is an example. Right now, you're an example that's growing and expanding, and you have a chance to have this be the most incredible life. But it won't be a life without challenge. And the challenges we're facing right now give you an opportunity to grow like very few generations. You know, I'm sure you've heard of the Great Generation, the World War II generation. If you watch a great movie, if you read a great book, you know, the size and the power of the hero, how much you become as a hero is defined by how tough an obstacle you face, how difficult is the villain, the opponent. And so sometimes when I've been through the toughest times of my life, one of the questions I've had to ask myself or note to myself is, I finally have a really worthy opponent. This is scaring the hell out of me, or this is challenging me, or this is making me crazy. But I also know in my gut and in my soul that if I can push through, it's just like you've done in these years. You've pushed through tough times, I'm sure, many of them. But as you push through those, you become more. And as you become more, something magical happens. You don't just grow, you expand in your spirit and your soul and your capacity and your skill. And all of a sudden, fear becomes less and less a part of you.
How to manage your time to get done what you need to get done, to build your dream, to have family time, to breathe, to really live a 360 life. You know, time management for me was something that I didn't even know I was horrible at one time. See, I'm a creator, I'm a dreamer, I'm a butterfly. And what that means is I can be chaotic and sporadic, and I can go in one direction in 1 minute and then another direction another minute. But there were times early in my career, Jelani was about 5 years old at the time, he's now in his mid-20s, and I could work for 10 hours a day and literally have a list of 10 things to do and only have checked 2 of those tasks off. But I really, really worked 10 hours in the day. And I remember for years I wondered, what is it that I'm doing wrong? What is it that I'm not doing? Why do I feel overwhelmed? Why do I constantly feel as if I don't have enough time? Do you know that it takes literally as much energy to remain in overwhelm as it does to get organized and manage your time? I know that sounds crazy. I didn't believe it when I first heard it, but actually overwhelm is an unconscious, say unconscious, overwhelm is an unconscious strategy. Say unconscious strategy, yes, I know. It stings. It's not nice to hear. I didn't want to hear it. I resisted it when I first heard it. And yet the truth is that it actually does take as much energy to keep making up the plan versus making a plan and staying in it. Now, my belief system around time management was that time management was going to restrict my creativity. Time management was going to make me feel as if I'm boxed in, I'm blocked in, I'm limited. Time management was going to take away my freedom. Man, I had a long list of the things that I considered time management to do and how many ways it would damage who I am. And the truth is, it took me a while. It really took me a while to really become committed to time management. But what got me committed to time management was I knew that I was operating at 60% of my possibility, 60% of my potential. And I wanted to use every tool I had to find my 100. I am here to tell you that if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel like there's chaos around you, if you feel like you're underproducing, if you feel like you're being pulled in 1,000 different directions, heck, even 500, I'm going to invite you to step into time management because it will eliminate that. Time management, the proper time management gives you grace and ease, gives you time. It allows you to get more, yes, I said more done in a day and have greater peace of mind while you're doing it. You actually can get more done in a shorter period of time. If I had not done it myself, I would not believe what I'm saying right now. But I'm here to tell you, you effectively implement time management, you will actually have more freedom, more structure, more peace of mind, more joy. And get this, it'll feel as if you have more time.